from the Network Studios. Welcome back to another stream. I'm just editing the Park Drive, so now I'm just coming back in after finishing editing it. Just going to set it to daylight, well, set it to clear weather actually, and put my HUD back on from recording, and we should be all good to go now. Harrison is due to be coming into the world because he's actually working on a project in this map, and I'm still thinking about, I'm still like planning on like carrying on with this map and upgrading it and, you know, making it better, knocking down skyscrapers and stuff like that what aren't good. So yes, I do apologise if there is any of the builders in here who have built something that might be taken down. Then I do apologise. Some of the buildings that I am taking down is due to fixing the road size, and some of the buildings that I am taking down are due to the fact that I don't think they look that good anymore. So, for example, there is a building here which is half completed, which I didn't build. I know exactly who built it, but I just can't be bothered. He's not gonna come back now and build it, if that makes sense. Like, there's no way now that he's gonna come back to redo this building. And
I'll join back the party
to do that building again, and you know, there's no way. So I'm gonna go over in this stream the buildings that are going to be taken down, and if there is any in the list of yours that you might feel a little bit gutted about, then you'll have to speak to me about it, and I'll explain each building why I'm taking it down, so you don't think I'm just knocking someone's building down for the sake of it if you are the person what built it. So the first thing that's getting knocked down is the RBS building, which is full of glass. It's already like mostly knocked down now. I built this building. The reason why I'm knocking this building down is due to the footpath error, and pretty much all of the buildings on this side of the road are actually going down, so I'll go over them in a moment, and it's just allowing me to pretty much just add that one extra to the footpath, and also it's fixing the footpath here. I'm just pretty much going to I'm pretty much just going to go ahead and you know, make sure that everything is all good and sweet on that area. You can see here now that all of these this footpath's actually, I weren't keen on these buildings. So the next building that's going down is a black skyscraper which never got completed. It kind of partly got done. It's full of black wool, grey wool glass, and it's got a little bit of glowstone halfway up. I don't know who was building this one, or who started building it and never finished it. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to finish it because they haven't come back to it in, let's say, 3 or 4 months. So I don't see them coming back to it. And to be honest, it's, you know, like, there's going to be new skyscrapers going there. The next building that is going to get taken down is this, what's it called? It's called Plam. And I built this about a year ago, possibly even longer than a year ago, and I got the front completed, but I just, to be honest with you, never knew what to do with the sides, and then I got building other buildings, and time just sort of went on, and before I knew it, it had been a few weeks, and I just really didn't have a clue how to make the side look good. I think the front does look nice, but I think as of right now it's gone too far to be able to just fix it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to get rid of it. And finally on this street, what's going to be getting taken down, which unfortunately I know who built this building, and it's sort of 2 small circles, and then it's a really big circle in the middle. Now, the reason why I'm taking this building down is because this is the skyscraper area, and I just personally think that this building does not fit the skyscraper area, if that makes sense. I'm not too keen on the skyscraper area, having a building like that. So unfortunately, I know that Ant built this building. I think he's still in the party. I think he might be able to hear.
Oh, Ash.
Yeah.
Can you invite, please?
It won't let me. It won't let me invite.
Oh, it won't. It isn't coming up saying that you're in the world.
Oh, is it not? So yeah. You remember the circle buildings, don't you, Ant?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take it down, or?
Don't care what you do, it's your world, mate. I told you.
Like, no, I know, it's just you built it, you know? Like, it's just, to be fair, like, now time's gone through, like, time's, you know, obviously, you know, we've gone further in time. I just kind of feel that some of the skyscrapers are outdated and they just need a little bit of a, like, let's face it, when we built this circle building, or when you did, I think I maybe helped a bit. Like, now, we can probably build, like, 10 times, if not 20 times better. So, I think we could have another crack. But I do like this building, kind of. I think maybe... Eh?
Oh, because you're videoing.
Yeah. So this would possibly look good somewhere else, like... maybe at the other side of the river, but as of right now, it's just going to get knocked down from where it is. So, the next building that is getting knocked down is another one which I built. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really want to have to knock this down, because it does actually, as you can see here, it does look a very nice building. Like, literally does look very nice. It's the LA Cinema, by the way, if you guys don't know. It's got a pretty nice interior. If that makes sense. But the reason behind this is I'm getting rid of the car park to fix the footpath size. So it would only make sense as well. And then you would have all the buildings on this street taken down, if that makes sense. And then that fixes the footpath size. Because if you look here, we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5 like it should be. But then this size is 3. So if we take the building down, we're not going to have to move any of the road along, which means we're not going to have to go ahead and do any sort of, like, it's not going to alter the lining up of this, if that makes sense. So, like, the road's still going to be how it is, but it just means where this building is, we'll be able to put 2 more slabs back to make the footpath right, and then put a brand new building which might even look better and put it behind it. Which it just alternatively means that if we were to do something similar to what we've got here, there would just be a little bit of a smaller loading area, if there was, say, to be a loading area here, which, you know, I don't know what I'd replace, but I reckon now I might be able to put some even better buildings up. So it might be a bit sad to see a few of them go, but unfortunately that's just the way it is, unfortunately. And whoa, we have a ton of water here. It looks like one of the ice buildings. It looks like someone's melted the ice building. There's always someone, isn't there? Let me go ahead and fix that. It should go down, if I'm honest with you, like, quite easy. But I just don't get why people have to, like, grief in the first place.
That's what everyone likes to do.
Do you get me? Like...
Yeah, Ash.
You know?
This isn't coming up saying that you've... Is yours on invite only?
No.
Same for me.
It shouldn't be. Restart your Minecraft.
I just have.
Oh,
It
you
comes up
have?
with Ollymon. It comes up with Mia.
Yeah, it
Mine's
won't. It literally won't let me invite. Minecraft's been a little weird lately, guys. So
To invite, you'd have to start the game again. Because
No,
that happened to me.
that doesn't work for me. I just cannot invite. I was gonna say I just cannot invite people for some reason. Yeah, so the car park's going, the multi-story. This building's going, like I said. the next building that's going is the AJC Logistics. The reason why it's going is just so I can fix the footpath, because the footpaths, if I fix it on this side...
Get rid of that because it's the biggest building in the game.
No, I don't. I want to fix the footpath. You see, with me getting rid of that building on this street and the car park, if I do that as well, that means I've got all of this space here to bring the footpath back without ruining the road. So like this road here is still going to line up with this road here. So we're not actually moving the road markings along, if that makes sense, and stuff like that. Here, the road is a little bit messed up. There's nothing I can really, unfortunately, do about that one. And also, guys, we had a little bit of a griefing error in here the other day. The road got burnt for some reason, and it like messed up some of the stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have a good fix up in here anyway. It's gonna take time. I'm not like rushing at it as a main project, but you know, every now and again I'm just gonna keep working on this city. I'm not gonna really start new projects. I'm gonna fix up the old projects and get the city what we have looking better, and hopefully, you know, we can start making things look a bit better. Hopefully, depending on what goes down, obviously, and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's quite good. So I didn't stream yesterday. If you guys didn't know, I went through to Hull to visit a family member again. Well, I haven't been for a few weeks now, actually, until obviously this weekend, and I didn't really say too much about it. It was all kind of like, I wasn't sure if I was going to go or not. I wasn't sure how I was going to be like cash-wise at the weekend, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I'll go type thing, and, you know, I didn't really get much time. I didn't even come online at all yesterday, I don't think. Did I? No, I didn't, because I had to sit downstairs with the dog, that was it. No, I didn't come online at all. I was going to come on in the morning and do a little stream, but my nan had a clothes horse round the fire for drying clothes, the coal fire. She didn't want the dog to knock it and then the clothes to fall over and catch fire, obviously. So I had to sit downstairs just to make sure that he didn't obviously knock the clothes, because he did do that once recently, actually. My dad had a like really expensive good pair of jeans for like with like protection in them for on your motorbike, and the dog knocked it in, and the leg to the jeans caught fire, and unfortunately they weren't completely burnt to a crisp, but they weren't any good to wear, if that makes sense. So that we just have to keep an eye on him and see what goes down. While I was in Hull, I did have a look in Maplin for some music equipment. You guys know, since I got that first gig, I want to, you know, get a little bit of a collection on some equipment, and I might have another one in December, another gig to do. I want to try and like start advertising and start making a proper like booking page and stuff like that, where people can directly book me and stuff like that. So I had a look, and I'm getting toward, I know what I need now in terms of equipment. The only thing is we need to go for the right stuff. Like, we need to go for the good stuff, if that makes sense. And I think what this person who was in the band at the same place as me last week linked me with, I think they're quite good, because apparently this Beth Ring, I think they're called, mixing desks, apparently they're really good quality mixing decks. And the thing is in Maplin there was a mixing desk which was pretty much the same, but a little bit more, let's say, I think it was a bit smaller, and I think it was maybe a bit cheaper, and it was like 49 quid or something like that. But on eBay I can get the Beth Ringer for about 59 quid through this link what I'd been sent. So I'd rather get the proper one, which, you know, that sounds like a pretty good, that sounds like a pretty decent mixing desk, if that makes sense. You know, it sounds pretty good. And I got linked off it by a person who's been in a music band for a while, and he's done it for quite a few years. So let's just say he does know what he's doing, and he does know about his equipment. And, you know, I think I'd rather go for something like that. And then in terms of speaker-wise, I don't know what these speakers were called. I don't think they had a specific name. They were just, I can't remember, there was something like mobile DJ speakers, but they were a good, like, well, the thing what actually made me a little bit not sure about them is in the title of what the item was for sale, it said speakers, you know, mobile DJ, blah, blah, blah. It said, and then it said 800 watt at the end. Then you look through the pictures of the speakers, and there's a picture of the back of the speaker, and on the back of the speaker it says 400 watt. And then when you read in the description of the speakers for sale, that too says 400 quid, 400 watt rather. So like, what I'm like, is it 400 watt or is it 800 watt? Now, preferably, 800 watt would be like alternatively the thing for gigging, you know, because the thing is my gigs aren't gonna consist of like thousands of people, if that makes sense. Like if I get a gig, it's probably more than likely gonna be like rugby club last time, so there'll probably be 100, maybe just over 100 people, like last time. And it'll be in probably a small place, right, like rugby club, just a little small venue place. It's not going to be in some big nightclub where you need to like power out speakers to thousands of people. It's more than likely going to be a miniature gig, which is, you know, I'm not going to be there on for too long, but you just need something what's going to give out some nice sound for long distance. It's going to have a bit of bass, a good bit of bass for people to hear in the song, and it's going to, like, obviously, my microphone's going to sound good through it. Yo Martin, what is going down? The part drive is just uploading right now. I'm just going to check how much time there is left on it. There's 64 minutes now because apparently I'm streaming. It's my birthday this time next week. Ooh, happy birthday for then.
Yeah.
If you want, it will probably be, yeah. If it's Sunday, then if it's next Sunday, then I will just make like Noreen make a mention of it, or give you a phone call, or send you a message or something, like, you know, part drive wise, so they kind of know that you're. So it's kind of like mentioned that it is your birthday. However, I don't think we did anything for it last year in part drive. That's the only thing. Like that's the
birthday in 3 weeks on Friday.
That's the only thing. Like we didn't do anything for it last year in part drive. So like I'm wondering, yeah.
It's your birthday in 3 weeks on Friday.
Yes, well done, Ant. Yeah, that's the thing. We never done anything for it, have we? Which is, you know, quite. We didn't do it last year because it was on a Saturday. True, but what I'm saying is we never mentioned it. And this time last year, we didn't have the Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday thing. We kind of just did an episode every few days. Like remember when we did Noreen's house fire? We filmed the first episode on the Sunday, and then because it was a bigger storyline, we did the next part on the Monday, and then I think we did the next part after that on the Tuesday. We didn't have the actual set time back then to like what we have now, so. But like, even if it was like on a day we didn't film an episode, like you would still think that Noreen would say something like your birthday coming up, or Do you know what I mean? Or like, you know, like, or Martin would say something like, so I wonder what I'll get for my birthday this year. It's a couple of days' time type thing, you know? So, like, what I'm kind of wondering is, like, we've kind of ruined it in a way. Because, like, it's kind of like you don't have a birthday. Because, like, however we do it now, because Park Drive's over a year old, it's like, well, what happened to his birthday last year? Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it would be. So, like, what I'm saying is, like, however we do it now, like, it's kind of ruined it, if that makes sense. You know? It's kind of, like, ruined it in a way. So, like, there's no way we can, there's no way we can really, like, I'm trying to think of a way to make you have a birthday, like, people won't remember. No, probably not, to be honest. Maybe if we do your birthday next week then, and then maybe, like, make that a thing, so if Park Drive's still going next year, we'll do your birthday then as well, if that makes sense. But all it'll be is, like, Noreen giving you a little mention. It's also been a year since Billy's birthday as well, I think. Oh, it's been near there anyway. I think his birthday was the day before the fire episode. I think it was, you know, because he had that football match the day after. And if you remember, Steve Wood shouted at him on his birthday, and he thought that Shirley had gone to Australia. And Steve thought it was a joke. Like, Steve thought that Billy was just messing about and winding him up. And then Steve Woods had a go at him, and then Billy just totally didn't care and laughed in his face.
What about this exploded it?
And then I think you also lent Steve Woods your lighter then as well. But I don't remember. Like, I remember something, but it's vague. It's vague, really.
Here at GameStop. It's been a long time since I've been inside of a GameStop. You guys are usually used to seeing like GameStop dumpsters. I'm really curious what the highest priced item at GameStop is, and I'm going to tell you right now where to find out.
Oh, Ash.
Yeah.
Could you try to restart the world?
Yeah. I'll leave and rejoin. But I am gonna leave the stream here in a minute because it's just making the Park Drive take longer to upload.
Yeah, and it's 10 o'clock and you need to keep your voice calm.
The PS4 Pro.
But it's not, you know. No, I don't have to go quiet just at the minute.
We're gonna show it to you right now. You want to know what the most expensive stuff? 10,000 and up.
I will do soon though, but it's more that I want to get it.
Yeah. We got Iron Man, 10,599.99. War Machine, life size.
You know.
1-to-1, human size. Also 10,599. Those are all statues? Yeah, they're all life-size statues. No, the most expensive one is a Terminator with gun. Yes. $20,000. So it's Arnold.
So yeah, that is how I will remember it. Oh yeah, and also guys, this Friday is the release of The Sims 4.
Oh yeah.
On console. Now, I don't know about you, but I actually really want that game. And it's not often I want a game that bad to get it on the day it comes out, if that makes sense. Like, usually when a game comes out, I usually wait about 2 to 3 weeks. Or maybe even sometimes 2 to 3 months before I even purchase the game. Whereas The Sims 4... I've been wanting it for a while, like ever since it got advertised, really. I've wanted The Sims. But if I have enough Wonga at the weekend, I would potentially like to get the game. Now, I'm not sure how much it is, like, what it's going to be like on disc.
Yeah, like, I already know the price on digital.
But I would like to get it. But the only thing about getting it on disc is I'd have to travel somewhere, like to another town, to get it, if that makes sense. Which means I would then have to pay for the bus fare or the train fare, if that makes sense. Whereas if I was to get it on the store, I would have to more than likely, I'd have to, like, you know, like, it might work out cheaper in that sense to get it on the store, but then the thing about that is if you want to get it on the store, you've then got to get like a £50. Yeah, but you've got to get a £50 top up for the wallet. You can't get like a £40 top up or however much it is, if that makes sense.
Like the standard is $44.99 and the deluxe price.
So what I'm saying is you're paying extra to get a bigger gift card, which you could put that towards going on the bus anyway, if that makes sense. Like, if you think about it, like, because you've got to pay, because you can't get a Pacific gift card for the Pacific price of the game, so you've got to get one that's more expensive, and
Ash,
like you may as well.
Did you reload the world?
Yeah, I did, but you've got to. But then you could put that towards the bus fare or something. It's really annoying. Like, the thing is I can't just walk into town and buy the game because we don't have a game shop. If I could do that, it would make things a lot more easier because I wouldn't have to, like, I don't know how much the game is. I'll just have a quick look. Like, I'm just like, I don't want the deluxe party edition. I'm not fussed about that. Like that would be nice. Oh, the store's going maintenance apparently. Oh no, it's loaded now. It's alright. So, let's type this in. The Sims 4. How much is it? How much is it on store? Yeah. Oh, it's £44.99. Yeah.
To top up your wallet.
So wait, if it's So wait, if it's 44, right? I don't think you can get that though. How? Well, how else do you buy it then? Yeah, alright, yeah, so it's £54.99. Yeah, true. You see, but you can't get things like a £44.99 gift card, or you can't, like, you can only get like a £10 wallet top up. I think you can get a £20 one, a 25, a 35, 50. You can't, do you know what I mean? You can't get.
Sometimes get 45 if some of your stores has them.
Do you know what I'm saying though? I don't know, like, I'm gonna have to think about it because I might not be that good in cash anyway.
How much is a month for PlayStation Plus?
It's...
I'll look.
Oh, I don't know, I've gone off now. I'm gonna leave the stream anyway, guys. I want to thank you for tuning in. Just thought I'd show my face, well, show my voice. Let you know where I was yesterday, and you know
PS
that
Plus
I'm all
like $6.99.
I'm all grand and good.
Right,
like, subscribe, comment. We shall see you next time.